Hey everybody, and welcome to another edition of Shooting the Shit with Yankee. I'm Yankee, so let's start shooting. Today's topic is, do you think the Hearing Protection Act provision in the H.R.1, one big beautiful bill, is it going to stay intact in the Senate, or is it going to be stripped out? There's been a lot of talk over the last day or two about how the Democrats want it out. They're saying that got to keep that money coming in since Donald Trump wants to give tax breaks to billionaires. We got to keep all the revenue coming in we can. So they're using that as a reason to oppose the Hearing Protection Act segment of the bill. So what do you all think? Are they going to get their way? Is it going to come out? Are the Republicans going to defend it? Is it going to stay in? They've already removed some things, changed some things, so it's going to have to go back to the House anyway. So what do you think? Is it going to make it? Or is it not going to make it? I am going to have to say right now, I'm probably 51-49 leaning towards it's not going to be in there when it passes. The bill will eventually get passed, H.R.1, the budget reconciliation bill. But Donald Trump's poll numbers are really low right now. That's not helping his bill get through. Politicians are feeling like, oh, we got to stand up to him now because a lot of people don't agree with this bill. I think the last polls from Fox News show that only like 20-something% of people approve of this bill as it's written. So I think that's going to cause some issues. So I think now that when the Democrats weren't mentioning this segment by name, I thought, yeah, it'll get ignored. It'll make it through. But now that they're calling it out on budgetary reasons, that's what they say. I am less sure that it's going to make it through intact. So right now I am leaning, like I said, 51-49 towards it not being in the final bill. But let's see what everyone else has to think. Gummy Wuzzle says, how many gummies can he wuzzle? I wonder. No GOP will fuck it up to serve their masters. They might. I don't know if billionaires really care about silencers, or suppressors, but yeah, it's one of those things. I think it's in there as a bargaining chip more than anything else. John Mandrick, hearing protection and short should make it through. They don't need to negotiate with any Dems, as none of them will vote for the bill anyway. It is up to the Republicans to sort this out. Well, yeah, but a lot of the Republicans aren't for it. And, every now and then you could count on some Democrats voting on it. Like, you used to have your Mansions and your what's their names. But they are going to they can't afford to lose anybody. And they're going to lose some people. They've already had to amend some things. So I am not as confident as you. I hope you're right and I'm wrong, but we'll see. Sean Bain says, Sap was Zoez will bore taken off. What? Okay, I don't know what that was. I think his cat walked on his keyboard or something. Size will bore taken off the MFA. Maybe if you read it backwards, it makes sense. No, I don't think so. But that was Sean Bain. Edgar Cortez, I doubt it. Too many cowards in Congress. Yeah, I agree with you, unfortunately. No, gutting Medicaid and tax cuts are all that matter. Yeah, they are trying to do that. They are trying to gut Medicaid, and they are trying to make tax breaks permanent for billionaires and wealthy people. Well, people making over $400,000 a year are the ones that will benefit. To start receiving benefits from these tax breaks, you have to make $400,000. And the more above that you make, the more you will benefit from them. But if you make under, like I don't make $400,000 a year. We don't make $400,000 a year. We used to. We don't now. Not even close now. We barely make over $100,000 a year together. And we won't see any benefit from it. In fact, we'll be hurt because, they slap. That always trickles down to the lower income bracket when the top bracket stops paying. Kenneth Donaldson says, will the Husser bill to be passed? Will the Husser bill to be passed? I don't know what that means either. Haven't seen Kenny Donaldson in a while, and then when I do see him, he rambles off some gibberish that I don't know what he's talking about. Maybe that's just the name of the bill that I don't know. Some bill. I think people use voice to text, and then they don't check them before they send them. I think that's probably the problem. John Heasley says, yes, it's going to go through. I don't know how you're so sure. I wish I was that sure. But, oh, no, does that mean since John Heasley says it, it's not going to happen? Because ain't he always wrong? Don't we always say John Heasley's always wrong? I don't know. I say it. I don't know about other people. I say it just because I like to. Fire Goose, it says, yes, it will pass. I just hope public land sell-off won't be included. Well, see, I think a lot of people are saying, do I think H.R.1 is going to pass? Well, yeah, it's eventually going to pass. But is the Hearing Protection Act still going to be part of it when it passes? That's the part I'm worried about. He's worried about the land, the public land sell-off. Yes, I worry about that too. I would rather this bill fail than have that still be included, to be honest, because I don't like the whole idea of selling off our public lands to private corporations so that they can rape it, destroy it, so that they can still engage in exponential growth until they've completely destroyed the country. He says it's not worth the loss of our land. I agree 100%. Eric Harry Schnauzer, haven't seen him in a while. I think the courts will screw us over. I don't think the courts will have any say in this one, because if Congress actually nullifies the portion of the 1968 Gun Control Act that put them on the NFA, then the courts will be like, well, then what they did, they did it by the right way through congressional action. So I don't think the courts will really have a say in it. Mark Lax, I think it'll pass, but there's too much junk in it. See, once again, people are thinking I'm saying, is H.R.1 going to pass? It's not what I asked. I asked, do you think when it passes, it will still include the Hearing Protection Act? And I'm not saying any of the other things should still be in there. There's a lot of it I think should come out. But what we're talking about specifically is the Hearing Protection Act. Will it still be in there when it does pass eventually? Jumpy Killer Ox says, found some change in my hoochie mama pants. It will still be in if he's got it right. He's got it. If gun owners hound Republicans, that only if they don't get distracted by GT. GT. What's GT? You mean DT? Donald Trump? I don't know. But at least he got it right. He understood what we were saying. How's your listeria? Stripped? I do not have listeria. I had food poisoning for a couple of days, and I'm feeling quite a bit better today. Quite a bit better. But like I was saying, to reiterate the question, in case there's anybody still thinking about chiming in or reiterating their answer, not asking if H.R.1 is going to pass. I'm asking, will the hearing protection portion of the bill still be included when it passes, or will they strip that out of there? That's what we're asking. Chunky D77 says, I don't think it'll pass no matter what. Well, there's he's even more pessimistic than me. I try to be optimistic, but I'm also a realist. So Mikey D said, it should go through, but not sure the bill itself will pass, period. Big bullshit bill. No reason to pull HBA part. There's no reason to pull the Hearing Protection Act part, but the Democrats have named it by name now, saying that if they want to get any Democratic support for the bill, they're going to have to pull that out. So, and they're using the reason of budget for doing it, which I don't believe them, but that's what they're doing. Paul B used his member chat, his 4 to 6 month WAP chat, to say, "Hail Phil, with any resistance, it goes out as a concession." I agree. Got a couple more weighing in here. Let's hopefully they got the question the right way. Only reason it made it this far is because no one read it before they voted for it the first time. That is true. Nobody voted for the bill. That voted for the bill read it, because every one of them, when they went out and did their stump speeches, is, "I didn't know that was in there, and I didn't know this was in there, and I didn't know that was in there." That's the whole entire bill, because they're saying, "We didn't know this was in there about public lands, or we didn't know this was in there about, removing the presidential branch from court scrutiny and things like that," which they're bullshit lying. That was part of their, when they were given the synopsis of the bill, that was part of it, because all the news agencies had it too. So the only way they can say they didn't know it was in there is if they never read any of the synopsis, never had any of their aides tell them anything, never watched any news, etc. So they are full of shit. But yes, you're right that a lot of them claim they did not read it before they passed it the first time. John Bologna Jr. said HPA maybe, short act not a chance. Well, I don't think the short act is in it. The short act would be something separate, because I don't think it's in the budget reconciliation. I think just the Hearing Protection Act is in the budget reconciliation bill. And I really, I think it'll go bye-bye. Not certain. Like I said, 5149. Mark Lack says, to clarify, yes, I think it'll pass with the Hearing Protection Act in it. Then we got one more person weighing in, and that's George Powell. And he said, is this part of the big shameful bill? It is, that one big beautiful bill, which is such a stupid fucking name. And, it's always, they always name them the opposite of what they do. If it's like, empowering the American worker, it's usually a bill to like bust unions or something. Or if it's the Clean Skies Act, it was a bill to increase the amount of pollution companies can put out. It's just, they always title it something different than what it is. Even Elon Musk turned on Donald Trump over this bill, having so much crap in it. A husser is a suppressor. I don't think there's a bill about that named that, though. But that was George Powell says this part of the big shameful bill. And then that was Kenny Donaldson again chiming in. Kenny Donnie. A husser is a suppressor. What's that in the middle? I don't know what that is, but I don't get it. But that looks like that's it for today. Thanks everybody for weighing in. I don't know what the consensus was. I think it seemed like most people were thinking it will pass with it in there. I'm hoping this is like yesterday I disagreed with the majority. Today I'm still in the minority, but I'm hoping the majority is right. Because the final tally was 10 people said yes, they think it will pass with the HPA, and 6 people said no. So once again, I'm in the minority, but I do hope the majority is correct this time. Yesterday I was in the minority and I don't agree with the majority. This time I'm in the minority and I agree with them, or at least I hope I can agree with the majority. But thanks everyone for coming. Thanks everybody for participating, especially those of you that weighed in here where we could share your chat so you can be part of the video. How about you all out there in YouTube land? Let us know in the comment section. Do you think the H.R.1, the one big beautiful bill, is going to pass with the Hearing Protection Act portion still intact, or will they strip it out? Let me know in the comments below. And if you want to weigh in on one of these topics in person, come to our live chats. We do them every day at 6 p.m. We do the shooting the shit first, and then immediately in the same chat, we do the open America Guns and Freedom chat, or the no FUD zone, whatever day it is. We do that right afterwards. So don't go anywhere when I sign off. With that being said, like I already said, thanks everybody for participating. Hope to see everybody tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe until I see you again. Hey everybody, Yankee here. Before we go, I just want to take a second to remind everyone that this channel is 100% viewer funded. We don't take a penny from advertisers, retailers. We don't take money from political organizations. There's no one telling me what I need to tell you. Everything that we do, is done through the generosity of our viewers, either buying merchandise or becoming a patron or a Subscribe Star member. You're all the ones that support Pets and Vets and TYMP. And that's the reason I can stay true to myself and loyal only to the people who watch my channel. And I can spend my time talking about what I want to talk about, telling what I think needs to be said, and giving you my uncensored take on things I think you need to hear. So if you'd like to help keep things that way, please support the channel by becoming a patron, a Subscribe Star supporter, or just going over to my web store and buying some merch. The links are all in the upper corner of this video.